Moving on, Director, Indian Institute of Advanced Study, Makarand Paranjape has strongly advocated action against Twitter for undermining law of the land in India. He said that any sovereign government has full right to ensure that its citizens don't fall prey to any kind of misinformation or disinformation campaign.
Regarding Twitter's blog post published on 10th February, and the international media reports and controversy surrounding it, I think we have to bear the following in mind. Twitter is in India not to promote or protect the freedom of expression. They're here to do business. And when they talk about transparency, we must ask if Twitter has been entirely transparent themselves. For example, if you pick up any newspaper or even look at, a major news channel, they will always tell you what is advertorial content. In other words, what are advertisements and what is news. Does Twitter distinguish between paid content and organically produced content? We all know that you can pay to set a trend on Twitter and other social media companies. Are they telling us which trends are paid for and which are organic? It seems to me that Twitter is not being entirely transparent about who benefits from the trends, who pays for them, and what impact such trend or trending tweets have on the public. We all know that disinformation all over the world, produced through social media can have a terrible impact, especially on impressionable minds. We know it can cause mental health problems, it can cause panic attacks, it can incite, even riots and violence, because often people do not have the critical ability nor the time to do research to find out what is true and what is false on social media. Isn't it the responsibility of the tech giants such as Google or Twitter or Instagram or Telegram or whoever they may be, even Netflix, to monitor content to make sure that viewers understand the difference between not only true and false, but between misinformation and disinformation? The latter is deliberately with a design to provoke certain actions, to deliberately mislead viewers. I think the Minister for Law and Justice, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad, said it properly. When he spoke to Rajya Sabha, he said that in India we value freedom and we value criticism, but according to our own constitution, freedom of expression is not absolute and it is subject to reasonable restrictions. Everyone must follow the law of the land. As other businesses which function in India are compliant with Indian rules, regulations and laws, why shouldn't Twitter, or for that matter any other social media company, also comply with the laws of the land? This is true in other parts of the free world, whether it's Australia or the European Union, where antitrust legislation has been brought against tech giants to reduce the impact that they make on unsuspecting viewers. Why should India be an exception? And before I close, let's not forget that our giant neighbor next door has banned BBC. There's hardly a hue and cry over that. But why is there so much of a criticism of what's happening in India? Shouldn't the Indian government have a right to protect its citizens from disinformation on the one hand, and also protect its interests, especially when it comes to its sovereignty and territorial integrity? This is a question that all Indians must ask, and also right-minded lovers of freedom all across the globe.